Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a look at Robert Plant. Robert Plant before his Zeppelin years. So I guess it's a couple of years before Led Zeppelin. And he had done some solo works and did some collaborations and things of that sort. So it'll be really interesting to hear how he sounds before. I know how he sounds. I remember doing one or two reactions of when he was collaborating with Bonham in the Band of Joy. I'm aware of that. So I already have an idea of how he sounds. So this will be interesting though, man. Before I pop this off, I just want to give a shout and a thank you very much to Antoine. Antoine, my very, very first patron. And one of my first subscribers. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the recommendations and providing the links. Antoine says, "Hey Wayne, I hope you're doing well. Here are songs Robert Plant did before Led Zeppelin, like the song Our Song you reacted to in one of my quads. There is one where he's playing with Bonham and you can already hear the thunder. Here are the songs by year of publication from 66 to 68. There are 6 songs, but 4 are very short. The last 2 were recorded with Alexis Korner? Or is it Alex Korner? You can hear 2 very different styles of voice between 66, 67, and 68. You can tell it's Robert by the way he expresses himself. You can see why Page went for Robert Plant back in 68 when he heard him for the first time. On a personal note, I really love these early singles." Right on, man. Okay, Antoine, let's check it out. So, the lineup of songs starts off with You Better Run, 66. I've Got a Secret, 67, with John Bonham and drums. Long Time Coming in 67. Laughin', Crying and Laughin'. That's a B-side of Our Song from the old quad that I reacted to. So Alexis Korner and Robert Plant. So it's Alexis doing Operator. And finally Steal Away from the same album with Alexis Korner. All right, man. So that is what we're going to check out. And I think what I'll do here is let's do the first 1, 2, 3, 4 songs in succession, and then we'll do the Alexis Korner songs after, kind of like a little review in the middle type of thing, just breaking it up. So I'm not going to go all the way through. Okay, let's do it like that. So Robert Plant, his early years, starting with You Better Run. Let's get it.
Oh, what you trying to do to my heart? What you trying to do to my heart? Everything I had was yours. Now I'm closing all the doors. What you trying to do to my heart?
You better run, you better hide, you better leave from my side.
Yeah, what you trying to do to my soul? What you trying to do to my soul? Every time I see your face, see you in another place. What you trying to do to my soul? Yeah.
You better run,
baby.
you better hide,
Hot girl.
you better leave
Leave me
from my
now,
side.
It sounds like him, but it doesn't sound like him. You know?
Oh, love you, girl, love you so. Can't you see? Don't you know? I can't stand your alibis, telling lies. Tell me why. Said I want you back home, yeah.
Did they add some bass to his voice?
Let it come out of you, girl. What you trying to do to my head? Oh, what you trying to do to my head? Every time I see your face, I see you in another place. What you trying to do to my head?
You better ride.
Yeah, girl.
You better hide.
Leave me, baby.
You better leave from my side.
I'm gonna keep on walking. I keep on walking. Gotta get away from you. 'Cause I've got to leave you, girl.
Wow. That was fire. It's certainly Robert, but his voice is deeper.
I've got a secret. Oh no, ain't gonna tell. Ain't gonna tell how you're kissing me. Ain't gonna tell how you're hugging me. Ain't gonna tell how I love my lover.
Cheers.
How it feels when you cry on my shoulder. How you love me, love me, love me, and keep loving me.
Oh, I got a secret.
Oh, yes I will.
Oh, ain't gonna say.
Oh, ain't gonna say how you call my name. Ain't gonna say how you play the game. How you send chills down my spine. How you whisper your mind on mine, yeah. How you love me, love me, love me, and keep loving me.
How did they add that bass to his voice signature?
Think I got a little secret coming on, girl. But down deep inside, yeah. I think I can feel it, girl.
If I was around back then,
Come back.
I would march his ass to the steps of Motown. Get him a Motown contract. Could you imagine?
Oh, I got a secret.
And I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Oh, ain't gonna say.
Ain't gonna tell how my heart beats faster. Ain't gonna tell how you're my master. I can tell by your eyes. It makes me feel twice my size, yeah. How you love me, love me, love me, and keep loving me.
I got a secret.
I ain't gonna tell nobody, no.
If Robert never discovered Led Zeppelin, that's what I would do. Get him a Motown contract on the Rare Earth label.
There was a time I used to cry, nothing but tears of loneliness. Believe me, baby, there was a change. Oh, your love arranged, and I said, you changed my tears to happiness. And you know, coming. Sure took a long time coming, but it was well worth waiting for. My life was bare, with nobody to care, and you know our love was only dreams to me. But my plans were blue, baby, till I found you. And you made my dream reality. And I keep singing, it took a long time coming. Sure took a long time coming, but it was well worth waiting for. I used to weep, and you know I used to cry, but that bird knocked on my door. I mean that I won't cry no more. Oh, long time coming, yes, it's a long time coming, babe, but it was well worth waiting for. Oh, everybody say, you gotta keep me moving, baby. It took such a long time, so many hours, baby.
Wow. It's good. That bass that they added to his voice signature is throwing me off a little bit, but it's him, and it is good.
Laughing, crying, laughing, girls only jam my head. Laughing, crying, laughing, might as well jump back in bed. Turn the lights way down low. Listen to my radio. Jack loves Jim, she don't care. Left him hanging in the air. When you find the love is blind, don't come to me. No sympathy. Will I give? Will I take? Love is a man's worst mistake. Laughing, crying, laughing, girls just wreck my brain. Believe me, girl. Laughing, crying, laughing. I should have been playing out an endless game with the wink of an eye. A girl can trap any guy.
With a wink of an eye, a girl can trample any guy.
Find the love is blind, don't come to me. No sympathy. Will I give? Will I take? Love is a man's worst mistake. And every day's Blue Monday, baby, since you're gone away from me. And I'm so sad and lonely, girl. Every day I'm in misery. And all I do is keep crying about you, girl, 'cause you're so far away. But I know deep down inside, girl, I'm gonna bring you back home someday. Yeah, laughing, crying.
Okay. Wow. That was interesting as hell. Early Robert Plant, before Zeppelin, and that was from 66 to 67. Forgive my ignorant ass about music, y'all. How did they deepen his voice like that? To the point where you really have to listen hard to pick up the fact that it is him. Of course, Antoine, like you said, you can listen to how he expresses himself and everything, you know it's him. But yeah, man, that threw me a little bit there. But why did they do that? answer that for me. If you know your music, if you might have been in the industry and you know how they did things back in the day, why did they do that? Was it a certain sound that they were looking for, and so they had to funnel every different kind of voice into this mold so that they sounded a certain way because it was the projection of the times? Let me know about that. And of course, I mentioned jokingly, but I'm actually serious about it, with his singing abilities, he would have been a fantastic addition to the Rare Earth edition of Motown Records. You know what I'm saying? The Rare Earth side was reserved for the white artists at the time. You talk about some crazy segregative shit, right? But yeah, I would have marched his ass right to the door of Motown and say, listen to this guy sing. Damn, that would have been something. So if he had not discovered, had not been incorporated into Led Zeppelin, I'm betting that he would have been really, really successful as a solo artist, singing passionate Motown type songs. That's my take. Of course, he would have done well going off doing other things, covering blues, covering folk. He would have been successful in all areas. But when you put the elements of these four guys together, known as Led Zeppelin, it's not an equal playing field. The shit is no longer fair. All right, let's do this. Have I actually even done a profile of Robert Plant? I'm not going to read a lot. I'm going to jump around his biography here on his wiki page. And then we'll hit up the other stuff with Alexis Korner, the bluesy stuff. So, Robert Plant. Robert Anthony Plant, OBE, Order of the British Empire. Born 20th of August, 1948. 20th of August. That's the day I launched my damn classic rock channel. Holy cow. Okay. Is an English singer and songwriter, best known as lead singer and lyricist of the English rock band Led Zeppelin. By the way, that reminds me, yesterday was John Bonham's birthday, and one of my subscribers, patrons, Finesse, he had sent me that message, but it was way too late. I got in very late and it was too late to do anything. But what I will try to do is I'll try to find the John Bonham reactions that's not blocked on YouTube, and maybe try to re-upload it and kind of refresh it. And because a lot of people don't scroll back in time to see what I've done, so sometimes I might repost. So I think I might do that in reference to John's birthday that went unnoticed by myself yesterday. Happy birthday, belated. Plant enjoyed great success with Led Zeppelin from the late 60s to the end of the 70s. Sorry, y'all, I've been drinking a lot of rum today. He developed a compelling image as the charismatic rock and roll frontman, similar to those of contemporaries such as Mick Jagger of the Stones, Roger Daltrey of The Who, Jim Morrison of The Doors, and Freddie Mercury of Queen. With his mane of long blonde hair and powerful, bare-chested appearance, Plant helped to create the god of rock and roll, or rock god archetype. Plant gained an interest in singing and rock and roll music at an early age. In an interview with Andrew Denton on the Denton Talk Show in '94, Plant stated his desire as a 10-year-old boy to be like Elvis Presley. He cut 3 obscure singles on CBS Records and sang with a variety of bands, including the Crawling Kingsnakes, which brought him into contact with drummer John Bonham. They both went on to play in the Band of Joy, merging blues with newer psychedelic trends. In '68, guitarist Jimmy Page was in search of a lead singer for his new band and met Plant after being turned down by his first choice, Terry Reid, who referred him to a show at a teacher training college in Birmingham, where Plant was singing in a band named Hobbs Tweedle. By the way, Terry Reid, I gotta check out Terry Reid stuff, compare the singing of Terry Reid and that sort of thing, and go from there. If you got a Terry Reid recommendation, send me a Terry Reid recommendation so I can kind of get familiar with who this guy is. Page's #1 choice. In front of Page, Plant sang Jefferson Airplane's Somebody to Love, leading Page to end his search. As recalled by Plant and Page, Plant says, "I was appearing at this college when Peter Grant and Jimmy turned up and asked me if I'd like to join the Yardbirds. I knew the Yardbirds had done a lot of work in America, which to me meant audiences who would want to know what I might have to offer. So naturally, I was very interested." And Page says, "When I auditioned him and heard him sing, I immediately thought there must be something wrong with him personality-wise, or that he had to be impossible to work with, because I just could not understand why, after he told me he'd been singing for a few years already, why he hadn't become a big name yet. So I had him down to my house for a little while, just to sort of check him out, and we got along great, no problems." With a shared passion for music, Plant and Page immediately developed a strong relationship and began their writing collaboration with reworkings of earlier blues songs. That's interesting too, you know? Let's take a look at Led Zeppelin's timeline. So Page had the Yardbirds going, and they were coming to an end. And now he's on the road looking for a new singer. Hooks up with Plant. By this time, he had hooked up with Jones. And then he finds Plant, and immediately Plant refers them to Bonham, and now you've got these guys formed, the new Yardbirds. They go to Scandinavia to fulfill contracts that are still open by the Yardbirds lineup, calling themselves the new Yardbirds. They immediately start hitting up old blues tracks and covers and all of that sort of thing, and they fulfill their contracts in Scandinavia. So now they are known as Led Zeppelin, and they are hitting the road hard. But here's the thing I noticed. They were big pretty much almost immediately. I mean, it was in 68, was it? Yeah, it was in 68 that they did that, was it 68? Or was it 69? They appeared on Norway TV. I've done a reaction to that. And from there, they were already big. You know, from Yardbirds to Led Zeppelin, it wasn't a very steep curve of paying your dues on the road and all of these different things. They were already big. So they came out of that damn barrel already big. You know what I'm saying? And here's the question. Why? Okay, they were good, obviously, but they still needed time to gel and all of this stuff and maybe formulate. But maybe they didn't need time to gel and formulate. Maybe they had that already because Page worked with Jones before. And I know the history of Jones and Page. Was it the notoriety of Jones and Page that was already established? Is that why they had a platform and they had a legendary manager already in the form of Peter Grant? Because I remember a lot of people saying, well, back in the day, because Jones and Page were so well known, and when the word was out in the industry area, the buzz was that they are getting together to do something, a lot of people said, yeah, man, those two doing a collaboration, it's going to be awesome, whatever it is they do. So maybe it's the notoriety that those two individual men had, Page and Jones, already. But yeah, I'm looking for the reason why they were so big, so fast, just off the, just off to the races so quickly. You know, it wasn't a slow ascension. I mean, they were big as soon as they started, right? Why do you think that is? What are the contributing factors to all of that? That's my question. Okay. Of course, I can think about that some more and flesh it out, but you don't want me to sit here humming and hawing and shit. So let's get on to our next bits of music, man. And Antoine says, now for the real blues. That's probably the style of singing Jimmy Page heard when he saw Robert in '68. It doesn't get better than this. But yeah, they said that he was singing Don't You Want Someone to Love by Jefferson Airplane. So having Plant sing that, that's definitely enough of an impression. But if he did more, yeah, that definitely sealed the deal with Jimmy Page and Peter Grant checking him out. So we're checking out Alex Korner and Robert Plant doing Operator from the album A Generation of Blues in '68. So it had to have been early '68. And from the same album as well, Steal Away. Sorry to say Alex Korner, it's Alexis Korner. All right. So, Alexis Korner and Robert Plant, starting with Operator. Let's get it.
To see you go. So long, darling. How I hate to see you go. Say my bye to you, baby.
Slim.
So many sad, sad, sad years, baby, but I've had my fun. That's what you pray for, man. Oh, 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 so many sad, sad, sad years. I've had my fun.
Damn. I gotta play this shit for my pops. He's gonna trip. Leave you, darling. Come back home one sunny day. Down the road I go. What you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? I'm gonna find myself a little woman. People to look after all my kids. Tell me talk about a wailing banshee singing the blues. Right here in your face. That was incredible.
Steal away now, 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 steal away now. Leave you, baby, ain't coming home no more. I'm going to leave you, baby, ain't coming back home no more. And when I quit you, woman, down the road I'll go. Steal away now, steal away now, steal away now, steal away. I'm gonna steal away now, steal away now, steal away now, steal away now. Yes. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye, baby. Goodbye. Steal away now. Steal away. I said bye-bye, baby. Goodbye, baby. Goodbye. Steal away now. Steal away. I'm gonna steal away, woman. Won't be back no how. Steal away now. 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 Leave you, baby. Ain't coming back home today. Steal away. Steal away, baby. Steal away, girl. Steal. Steal. Steal away, baby. Oh, baby. Steal it and steal it and steal it and steal it and baby.
So he's what, 18? 19 here? Yeah, he's 18 because his birthday was in August. So this is early 68. He's 18, man.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. What you talking about now? What you talking about, babe? Babe.
Wow. Let's face it, y'all. Timing is everything. Page was lucky as hell being in the right place at the right time, at the right moment in Robert's life. Because with that kind of assault, with the ability to sing like that at that moment in his life, he had a vast ocean before him that he could wade into. And I keep going back to, if he wasn't in Led Zeppelin, he would have been great in Motown. I am not joking about that shit at all. Yeah, man, he could have went in so many different directions. Just covering folk alone wouldn't have been enough. Not when he could wail and sing like that, you know? He would have been able to go in so many different directions. So, I agree, as many of you will probably remind me, that the best platform for him was definitely Led Zeppelin. Wholeheartedly agree. He couldn't have done better than that. And that was the dude's destiny. So if he was already singing for a couple of years, in '68, when he finally, when Page approached him, a couple of years, let's say 2 years. So he was 16-ish, 17-ish when he started to actually sing. Wow. Well, when he kind of put himself out there. So timing, Page was lucky to have got him at that moment. Let me tell you, you know, if he went off somewhere else, well, he was already like doing other things, and he was signed with people even when Page got him, because he didn't have writing credits for the first album because he was still under contract elsewhere. Lucky, let me tell you. Lucky or blessed. More so blessed. So, the collaboration and the coming together of these four very, very interesting individuals forming Led Zeppelin was definitely a blessing. Definitely a blessing. And I touched on this a little bit when Harry sent me this link talking about the curse of Led Zeppelin. And the idea was, do you believe that these guys sold their souls along the way in order to have the talent and the success that they acquired? Answer, short, no. Because these guys, first blessing is that they had God-given talent to begin with. Second blessing for Led Zeppelin was the coming together of those four individuals in order to create the force known as Led Zeppelin. You know what I'm saying? So timing is a very, very important thing here. Looking at this, you know, the timing of their pairing coming together was very, very important. The timing factor of Jones being available, very important, with his studio work and all of that sort of thing. The timing factor of Bonham being available, very, very important, right? And it took a little while to get Bonham because he had so many other options and he was really starting to make money. He had a stable foundation, and you know, he had the family life thing going, so it was stepping out of a comfort zone factor, and in his mind it was a little bit of a sacrifice to take that chance, right, with Led Zeppelin. So the coming together factor for Led Zeppelin was a really, really huge deal where timing was concerned. Very, very interesting. All right. I know some of you guys call me freak for being for dissecting this shit like a science so much. It's interesting shit, man. All right, let's take a look at Alexis Korner, man. These were great, great songs, man. Alexis Korner. Alexis Andrew Nicholas Korner. Born 1928, 19th of April 1928 to the 1st of January 1984. Known professionally as Alexis Korner, was a British blues musician and radio broadcaster who has sometimes been referred to as a founding father of British blues. A major influence on the sound of the British music scene in the 60s, Korner was instrumental in the formation of several notable British bands, including the Stones and Free. While touring Scandinavia, he formed the band New Church with guitarist and singer Peter Thorup. They subsequently were one of the support bands at the Rolling Stones free concert in Hyde Park on the 5th of July in '69. Jimmy Page reportedly found out about a new singer, Robert Plant, who had been jamming with Korner, who wondered why Plant had not yet been discovered. Plant and Korner were recording an album with Plant on vocals until Page had asked him to join the New Yardbirds, aka Led Zeppelin. Only 2 songs are in circulation from these recordings, Steal Away and Operator. Korner gave one of his last radio interviews to BBC Midlands on the Record Collectors Show with Mike Adams and Chris Savory. Family life and death. In 1950, Korner married Roberta Melville, daughter of art critic Robert Melville. Korner died of lung cancer, aged 55 years, on the 1st of January in '84. He was survived by a daughter, singer Sappho Galette Korner, and 2 sons, guitarist Nicholas Nico Korner and sound engineer Damien Korner. Okay, man. So that concludes our look at the early years of Robert Plant before Led Zeppelin. And again, yeah, man, fantastic look at someone who had so much awesome talent. It was just a question of where was it going to go? What's the focus here? Because, doors were going to open for this guy wherever he actually turned his head. Let's face it. But I don't think, off the top of my head and thinking about the many different scenarios, I don't think that he could have done better than Led Zeppelin. If you think so, let me know. I think he would have been successful in any direction if he stuck with music. But I don't think that he would have been better and bigger than Led Zeppelin. I think he would have been really successful, as I keep going back to it, being a voice of Motown, having a great male contrast to Aretha Franklin, on the Rare Earth label, that sort of thing. He would have been fantastic there. I think he would have been great on the folk rock scene. He would have been great in every way, even covering a lot of the blues himself, maybe going into some sort of a rockabilly Elvis platform. I don't know. What do you think? I think that he would have been successful in all of those areas, but definitely he would not have been bigger than what they created with Led Zeppelin. I'm convinced of that. All right, y'all. So that concludes my look. Antoine, thanks very much, man. Very interesting look at early Robert Plant. So, with the Led Zeppelin factor, I also have a reaction of Jimmy Page with the Black Crowes. It's a concert. Evelyn has sent me that link, so that's coming in a couple of days. I got a reaction in the shoot for Sasha. Ron Vernon got reactions in the shoot for you folks. So I'll be getting to those in a couple of days' time, man. So that concludes our look at early Robert Plant. Very, very interesting, man. The dude had it in spades already at that young age. I wonder when in his mind he said to himself, damn, I can sing, and I can sing really well. When do you think that happened? At what age do you think that happened? Probably 16-ish, or maybe even earlier than that. Maybe he was singing around the house and friends have said to him, hey, holy cow, man, you are going to be great one day. You've got to channel this into something, look into it. When do you think it entered Robert Plant's mind that, holy cow, man, I am really good and I'm going to be really big one day, and I got to start taking this seriously and go in a certain direction? When do you think that occurred to him in his mind? Early teens, pre-teens? When in his life did that happen? Let me know what you think about that. Anyways, I'm going to bounce, y'all. Thanks very much for joining me. Antoine, thank you again. You're the shit, brother. And next time you see me, it'll probably be, it'll be one of those reactions that I mentioned for those folks. And the Jimmy Page and Black Crowes concert is a couple of days away. I gotta set some time aside for that. Time is everything for me, so I gotta set some time aside. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. Take care. I'll catch you in my next reaction. Peace.